There we go. Awesome, awesome. So this is the year, right? Whose year is it going to be? Put me in the comments if it's you. Is this your year? Is this the year you are changing everything? Is this the year that you are taking action like never before so that this time, next end of this year or this time next year, you'll be like helping other people? Hey? Yep, it's my year, it's my year. Yes, yes, I love it, I love it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lizelle. I always say I'm a normal mom because there's really nothing special about me, guys. You know, people look at people who are successful, and I look at people who are successful and make a lot of money. And I always used to ask, like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, what are they doing? Have you ever asked that question? Just put a one in the comments if you have asked. You're gonna see I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions because that's how I get the energy, okay? That's how I know you are alert and you are listening and we are chatting, okay? I used to ask myself, like, what are these people doing that are making money, right? And what happened in my world was I always used to work hard. I used to work hard. I'm a grinder. I'm like a mover and a shaker. Like when I set my mind to something, I do it. But there came a stage in my life where I couldn't do anymore. Who's been there? Am I breaking up? Can you guys hear me good? I'm not breaking up. Okay, awesome. So what was my question? I was like, yeah, have you been there? Like you can't do anything else. Like you are on top of it, like I just don't know what else to do. Well, that's where I found myself at the end of 2023. I found myself that I was working hard full time. Okay, I'm a mom of three and I've got daughters that are expensive. Okay, I was struggling to just stay ahead, just to get ahead on my bills. Now, my story is actually a very common story. Like, let's face it, guys, the cost of living is rising. Things are going up, but your salary is not going up. Do you guys agree? It just is what it is. But fortunately, we have the digital realm. Fortunately, we live in a digital world where now you can actually earn an income online, which is freaking amazing just to start off with. You can earn an income online, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you in the next 3 days. Okay. So, what I did was I knew nothing about the digital online world. Is there anyone on here that does not know? Just put me in the comments. You don't know online business. You don't know digital marketing. You do not know affiliate marketing. You don't even know how to create a product, and that's hopefully why you're here, right? But you're like, oh my goodness, man, I don't even know. Well, take it from me. I had to Google what is digital marketing. I literally had to Google it because I didn't know. All I knew was there was a way to work smarter instead of harder. There was a way that I could make more money without putting in more hours. Because you see, I had a beauty salon, and the more I worked, the more I would get money. And there came a point where I hit the ceiling where I can't work anymore. I still have a family. I still have to be at home. I can't work right throughout the night. And it was in November of 2023 where I discovered digital and affiliate marketing. My whole world changed. I asked myself the same questions. I asked the same questions of, can I do this? Is it possible? Didn't think I would be able to do it. I started with the Done For You program, made my first six figures in dollars in 7 months of starting. I've made multiple six figures in since, and I get to teach other people now to do the same thing. I have learned so many things that I get to teach you in this 3-day workshop now, which is amazing, and which I made free on purpose, okay? Because there's a lot of people who just want to know, how can I get out of that situation? So if you're on here tonight and you're saying to yourself, I need to change this year, I need to do something different. I know digital is the way of the future. I just don't know how it works. And I don't want to spend a lot of money in getting to know how it works. I want you to teach me step by step. You're on the right call. Who's on the right call? Me if you're on the right call. Okay? Because that's why you're here. Hopefully. Okay, so these next 3 days, it's going to be an hour or so session. I'm going to keep it as short as possible. There is so much that goes into each session. Okay, so we are going to record it. I'll send the recording straight after. But I need you to be with me all the time because I'm going to quickly run through it. Okay, and explain it in as much detail as possible because there is a lot to take in. It's very simple. So don't be on your nerves, okay? It's extremely simple. It's just there's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes that is what gets us, uncomfortable. But if you are happy to be a little bit uncomfortable and learn some new skills, put I'm ready in the comments and we're going to get going. Okay. We are gonna get going. There we go. So, yay, I love it. I love it. A lot of you are ready, right? Awesome, awesome. Look, let me tell you, if I can do it, that didn't even know how to do it, and I can become financially free. We were able to buy a new house, buy new cars, be able to pay off debt. I can set my kids up. I just bought my child, one of my children, a iPad with everything she needed, all the bells and whistles, cash today. I'm not saying that to brag. I hope you hear that from me. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it that if I can do it, that started with Googling how to make money online, Googling to what is digital marketing. There is nothing standing in your way to do the same. Absolutely nothing, because I don't hold back. I'm going to show you exactly. So I hope you are extremely excited. Okay, so let's get going. All right. So just let me know in the comments there. Why are you on here tonight? Do you want to know? Are you interested in creating the product, or is the money what interests you more? You can be honest. Okay. I love honesty. So just always with both. Okay. Money, both, need both. Want to learn more, learning more, both, money.
Sorry.
Okay, so
I
just
get
make sure
the
you guys
bus.
are all muted, okay? Because every time when someone
Yes.
talks and you're not muted, it actually disrupts the entire group. So there's a mute button on your screen. Just make sure you mute it. Okay. Okay, awesome. So let's go with money. Okay, we want the money, we want the freedom, we want both. And that's the whole reason why we're doing this. That's the whole reason why we do digital. Now, before I get into it, I want to make it very clear and simple of what digital and affiliate marketing is. Okay, because a lot of people don't understand it. They're like always, Lizelle, but how exactly do you do this? And what is it that I'm selling? Okay, it's very simple. You know that we have phones right now that make our lives so much easier. Who's alive that long that we had the string phones? Just put me in the comments. You were alive in the time when we had the string phones. And if you weren't alive then, put one in the comments and I can clearly see who is the youngsters on here. Okay? But you remember when we had the string phones, okay? And we had to like dial it like this, and then we had to like, hello, and whatever. And it was magic for us, right? It was like, oh my goodness, I can speak to someone, okay? And then I remember when I hit high school, all of a sudden the phones were coming out, and it was these big blocks coming out, right? Like you were so like, okay, how do I work this thing? Or first it was the phone with the aerial, okay, and that looked very cool on Beverly Hills. So now I'm telling you what my age is, okay, Beverly Hills 90210, okay, and it was like, okay, and then it was the phones started coming out, and then all of a sudden I got a cell phone. Now I remember just getting out of school, and I'm like, I've got a Nokia 3310. This is so cool. I can phone someone, right? And it was just so awesome. Okay. And what happened since then? Yeah. Nupu says she had a black Nokia with the aerial. Exactly, right? But what happened? What do we have in our phone right now? Can you remember how expensive phones were in the beginning and how huge it was? We didn't even have touchscreens then. Can you guys remember? We had QWERTY keypads, right? And then everyone was using the BlackBerry and the Nokia, and we all had the keypad that you had to type everything. Can you just put a yes in the comments if you can remember when the touchscreens came out? I don't know about you, but I didn't want to change. I was like, no, man, I don't want the touchscreen. Like, how's a touchscreen going to work? Like, I don't want a touchscreen. And what's happening now? We all have touchscreens, right? We just all have touchscreens now. The reason I'm sharing this with you is this is how life evolves. This is how technology evolves. This is how the world is going forward, right? And if you don't stay ahead of the curve, then you're going to lose out. And this is exactly what digital marketing is. It's light years ahead of what other people are still trying to catch up on. Okay? What they are doing is, like, you remember in the old times, why do people want their own business, guys? Most people, I'm sure if you're on here, you want your own business. Do you want your own business? Put yes if you want your own business. And then let me know why. Why do people want their own businesses? Freedom and yes, right? Freedom. Exactly. People want their own businesses because they get time freedom and they get money freedom. Their business is, when they have a business, they can make more money if they want to. So they're not tied to a paycheck. If they have their own business, they can come and go most of the time as they please, right? That's why people want business, because they want the time freedom and the financial freedom, that flexibility that comes with owning your own business. So people what they used to do and still in essence do today is when they start a business, let's say I want to start a coffee shop, okay? I start a coffee shop and I have two choices on how I can get going. I can either open up a little store, pay the rent, try and design all the things myself, hoping this is going to work, Google, YouTube, do all the things, do my own homework and think of a nice name and just try it and hopefully it works, okay? Or I can pay, put some money in, right? Like a little bit more money than, because when you start your own business, it doesn't have to be that much. But when you buy a franchise, you're paying more money, right? But you're paying more money for a franchise. Why? Why are you paying more money for a franchise? And why would people want a franchise? Like, why? Because with a franchise, right, they're following a proven business model. They're not going to waste time in trial and error. They're going to follow something that is already been proven to work. They don't have to second guess if it works. They already know it's going to work, right? Plus, they have the coaching, the mentoring from the person who is selling the franchise. They can tell them, hey guys, we tried that before. That doesn't work. This is what you need to do. This is the proven recipe. This is the proven marketing strategy. This is what works. We have wasted years and years of trial and error so that you don't have to, but you're just going to pay for that business model. Does that make sense? It makes sense, right? So in the digital realm, you can either put up a physical business, which is going to cost you rent every month. It's going to cost you staff. It's going to cost you, it's going to cost you power, electricity, right? A lot of expenses every single month that you have to pay. With a digital business, you don't have that. Like I'm working from my home in my office. That's where I'm standing right now. I don't have some fancy office on Manhattan Square or somewhere, or an office that I have to pay a month a rent for. I don't have staff that sit in here. I've got a team that helps me, but I don't have staff sitting in here, people that I have to look after. I don't have those expenses. You don't have those expenses with a digital business because there's no shipping. There's no cost. There's no your shipment was delivered to the wrong door. So does that sound like working smarter, not harder? Just put 1 in the comments if you agree. That sounds like working smarter. Doesn't it? I think so. I think so. And this is why I'm so passionate about online business, because it gives me as a mom of 3 daughters, it gives me the flexibility, the freedom to make more money than I've ever made in my entire life. I mean, you can get paid like a doctor if you're in the digital world. I've made 6 figures in dollars in my first 7 months, guys. I make it in 3 months now. And the reason is because I've learned ways to work even more smarter, But it's so quick because there's no shipment. I followed a proven business model. I didn't waste any time in doing it myself or trying to see what works and doesn't work, right? This is the beauty of it. So as a mom, I get to be at home. I get to take holiday when I want to. I get to wake up when I want to. I get to plan my things out. Everything that I need to do, I do from here. This phone. So if you have a phone and a Wi-Fi, put a 1 in the comments, because then I want to say congratulations. You just qualified to have your own online business. You just qualified. It's all you need. You do not need skills. You do not need some fancy degree. You don't need to be a social media guru. You do not even need to show your face online. So if you came here with excuses of why you can't do it, I hope by now I've answered all of that, because you can. And this is why you're here. You are here for a reason, and you are here because you're supposed to be here. Nowhere else. So trust where you are. Okay. So one of the things that people do when they start with a digital product, okay, is let me know in the comments, where do you start? Where do you start when you are like, I want to make money online? So you obviously need a digital product because you need to sell something online. Where do you start? Let me know in the comments. Okay? Training, Google, Google with a niche research, shop. Okay? So a lot of people, would you say you ask what you're going to create? Or what would the question be? What am I going to sell? Oh, good, yes. See what's trending, design platform, market research, okay? So a lot of people, yes, you need a product to sell if you want to make money online, you need a product to sell. You don't have to sell your own product. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about that as well, but you need a product. And this is why I'm teaching you without spending any money how you can get started. You're going to walk away on day 3, guys, with a product that you can sell, money that you can make immediately without spending a cent. Does that sound good? Okay. But because I'm in this business and because I know what works, if you do want the shortcut, I'm going to share that with you too. But you will walk away from this 3-day course without having to spend anything because I'm going to give you all the information. I'm not holding back. Okay. So I hope that sounds good and I hope it calms some nerves on it. Okay. So one of the things when people want to start, they ask themselves, what do I sell? Okay. Especially if you do not have any money or you feel like, I don't want to spend money now. What do you sell? The question is, just want to make sure you get it, is the what, is what people normally ask, right? They ask, what am I going to sell? Blah, blah, blah. That's not what you need to ask yourself. You need to ask who. Who am I going to sell to? Who am I helping? What am I doing to help them? Okay? Because if you start with what you can sell, the chances of selling that is going to be very, very slim, right? It's going to be very slim because you're only thinking of me, myself, and I. Unfortunately, man, let me tell you, I wish someone told me that many, many years ago. A lot of people told me, have your passion, create something from your passion. Have you heard that before? A lot of people say that, like, follow your passion, and then you create something, and magically you're going to start making money. That's not in that order. First, you need to do something uncomfortable and maybe do something that you don't really want to do until you can do something that you want to do. Let me explain. I didn't want to start digital marketing. Okay, shocker to some of you. I didn't want to. I was already working very, very hard in my beauty salon. Thank you very much. I was waiting to win the lotto. I was waiting for my husband to magically get an amazing rich man's job or for my circumstances to magically change, but it didn't happen. And I was actually very upset. Now, if you don't know me, I'm a woman of faith. Okay. I had a lot of questions that I asked God. I was like, why are you not providing for me? And it wasn't that God wasn't providing. He knew what was inside of me. He knew that sometimes that's why we go through things in life, guys. Sometimes we do. We don't always understand it. But if we go through difficult times in our lives, it's always there for a reason. It is to use as a stepping stone, not as an excuse to be stuck, right? And I kept on saying, but why? And I would have never, ever started in the digital space if it wasn't that I needed the extra money. I didn't start because I had a passion for it. Does that make sense? I had the passion for beauty. I had a passion to serve women, to make an impact, okay? I didn't have a passion for this. But when I started, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was like, let's make some money, okay? Oh boy, I was 4 weeks in. I made my first sale. Within 6 months, I was already a millionaire in my currency. I was like, man, so many people need this. This is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I know what it feels like to be in a bad spot. I know what it feels like to struggle. I know what it feels like when you are running away from your kids because you ran out of excuses of why you can't buy the stuff that you want to buy. I know what that feels like. I don't want anyone else to feel this way. And I just made it my mission. I was like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And I started with the Done For You program because in my opinion, that's really the easiest, fastest route to start making money while you're learning, okay? But if you want to create your own digital product, which I've learned in the meantime, is it doesn't start with passion. I'm doing today what I'm passionate about, okay? But when you start, you ask, where's the need? Where's the need? Where's the problem that you can solve? Okay? That's always what it's about. Money is created from this formula. Okay? Hope you can read my handwriting. Okay? One person, one problem, one solution. That's the money-making formula. And you will start hearing it now. If you haven't heard of this before, you're going to start hearing it. It's not about doing what you love necessarily in the beginning. It's about, where can I help? What skills do I have that I can teach someone else? What did I go through in my life? And I want you, as you're thinking, I want you to start writing this down. What did I overcome in my life that I can help someone else go through easier? What did I do? I have a customer, a client of mine. She, are you on here, Kiara? I haven't spoken to her in a while. She lost a lot of weight. I always talk about it because it's just inspiring. She lost a lot of weight. She never thought that she would be able to lose the amount of weight she lost. And then she decided, I'll never forget, she said to me, Lizelle, now that I've had a body transformation, I'm ready for a financial one. So I want to start with a done for you program. I want to start earning while I'm learning. That's what I want to do. She started, okay? And then what she did was she started sharing the story of why she started in the online space. And she was sharing how she lost weight and that she had this transformation and she wants to have a financial transformation. And all of a sudden, people started asking about, how did you lose the weight? Never did she think that she would be able to put the knowledge of what did she do to lose weight on a PDF document and sell it. She made over $3,600, if I'm correct, in a couple of weeks with that document that she created. Because here's what she did. She offered people a shortcut. She offered people a solution. What did she do to get to her results? So that other people that wanted the same result didn't have to spend months through trial and error, Googling, trying different diets and not be successful. Okay? She wanted she gave them a shortcut. That's what she did. People are willing to pay for shortcuts, my friend. They are willing to pay for skills. Anyone that goes through a tough time right now, do you think, like I'm sure you're on here to make money, obviously, okay? How would it make you feel if you could help someone else make money too? Let me just know in the comments. I think it's the first time ever I've asked this question, especially on a workshop like this. How do you think you would feel if you could help other people make money while you make money? Amazing, right? Amazing, fantastic, satisfaction, blessed, amazing, incredible, blessed, amazing, and blessed. Exactly, right? Because if that's exactly what happened to me. As I was starting to learning how this digital marketing thing worked, I started making money, but I also was able to help other people start making money. And that's a fantastic feeling if you can help someone get unstuck in a place that you were stuck. And this can look like anything. It can look like maybe you lost some weight and you can teach. You don't have to be a guru. You do not have to have credentials. You do not have to be a personal trainer. You don't have to be some kind of influencer. If you can offer someone some advice that you wish you had some time ago, you have something that you can sell. That's it. If you can do nice invitations in Canva, for instance, that's something you can sell. I'm telling you, in these next 2 days, your mind, after tonight's call, your mind is going to go into a million directions because you're going to be so freaking excited of the possibility that you see in your hand right now. Okay? There are ways that you can make money. You just don't know it yet. It is amazing. Okay. So a lot of people, when they start, let's say, for instance, Kiara, or let me just take an example of someone that's lost weight. Okay. Now, niche is very important. What a niche is, you guys can see it. Zanelli, you will let me know if you can't see. Okay. So what is a niche? What is a niche, guys? A niche is something that you specialize in. Like my niche is in the wealth industry, okay? Because I teach people how to make money online, okay? That is my niche, okay? But when people ask me, what do I do for a living, right? Then I say, I help regular people like moms and dads who would rather be at home, that don't chase a career. I'm helping them make money online while they can be spending time with their kids and their families. Okay? That's niche down. That is niche down. So let's say, for instance, someone is in fitness, okay? So a broad niche would be fitness. Okay? That is too broad. So just imagine you start out now and you want to go into the fitness niche. I mean, you're going to feel like this one little dot in millions and millions of people on social media, right? How's your perfect customer going to hear or buy from you if there are so many other people doing the fitness? Can you see? But if you niche down, and this is what I want you to do today, I want you to niche even further down. Like if it's the fitness, right? You can niche down. Let's say it's a woman that says postpartum fitness for moms. Can you see the difference? So the one niche, if someone says they're in fitness, another person says, yes, I train, I help. I'm in the fitness industry. I do postpartum fitness for moms that just had babies. It's very, very clear. Now, if you are a mom who just had a baby that are looking to get into shape, who are you going to listen to? The broad one or the one that's niche down? The one that's niche down, because that's going to catch your eye. You're going to listen to that type of message, because that's exactly speaking to what your problem is, right? So a lot of people don't know how to find their niche, okay? So yeah, this circle presents you now. This can be a little bit of your passion. Like let's say your passion, hey, if someone told me when I was in my beauty salon that I could do this, I probably would have never even stood here. I would have been doing this in my beauty salon, to be honest, because I just didn't think I could make more money in my beauty salon. Because when I didn't understand digital marketing, I didn't know how I could sell something that I don't have to physically show up for. Does that make sense? So if your passion, you've got maybe certain passion, maybe you're good with gardening, or maybe you are good with listening to people, whatever your passion is, right? Your passion, and then you have some skills. You do have some skills, you know. You do. Maybe people are telling you, yeah, man, you just have a way with words. Maybe someone's saying to you, you're just such a good encourager. Or someone says to you, you know, they want you to plan their party because you have such attention to detail, whatever it is. Okay, you've got some skills and you've got passion. And here is what people actually pay for. This is how you find your niche. Okay, what people really pay for, what your passion, your skills are. This one, this little piece here, this is your niche. This is your niche. It just meets where what people are buying and where your niche is. Okay, how do you find out what people are buying? You go search for it. If similar products are already being sold, if similar products are already out there, you know it's on demand. You know it's in demand, because it won't be in demand. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. I hope this is a ding ding for some. Trying to reinvent the wheel, you're going to take some time before you make money. But if you don't try and reinvent the wheel, you just take something that's already in demand, that's already selling out there, you just niche it down and you give better support or better structure to it, you found your niche and you will do well. Okay, is this making sense? Making sense? So the three top niches are health, wealth, and relationships. Okay, so obviously health is an important one. Okay, wealth, duh, we all need money. I mean, it just is what it is. So wealth is a fantastic industry. And then relationships or self-development, all of that. That is the three top niches. Those are the niches people are already spending millions and millions on. So if you're thinking of, well, Lizelle, I need some direction because I'm very skilled and I've got so many passions and I like so many things, start niching it down to what are the three top ones, and think of what you have and go and identify. And let me know in the comments there, have you identified one yet? Have you identified? Let me know. Okay? Because you need to write that down. We're going to get into that a little bit tomorrow. Okay, so you have. Okay. So there are some rules for a profitable product. And I hear this all the time. People think they can do this on their own. Okay, I cannot tell you guys, since I've been in this industry, I cannot tell you how many people have Facebook messaged me, emailed me, Instagram messaged me on, Lizelle, I started creating a digital product. It's not selling. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can tell you what you're doing wrong. You're trying to do it on your own. I mean, sometimes I just show them to my workshop. If you don't want to start with a done for you program, just please go watch my workshop. It's going to help you so much, right? Because a lot of times people just create what they think will work in the market instead of what you know will work and be profitable in the market. Okay? So here's the rule on how to make sure that it's profitable. Okay? Okay? You want a clear problem. Remember, I said one person, okay? One person, one problem, one solution, okay? So you want a clear problem and a clear solution, not something vague, okay? If you want to offer, I saw someone say life coaching. If you want to offer life coaching, what transformation are you going to give me? What would be my problem? What is your perfect customer's problem? And what is your solution for your perfect customer? Because a life coaching is a vague niche. Does that make sense? It's like the fitness one, okay? So you have to niche it further down. What is the life coaching of it? Who is your specific target customer, your perfect customer, and what is the clear solution that you're going to give them? Okay, I need to run fast. Okay, and then obviously the market demand. How you establish the market demand is if there are books written on this, if you go Google and you find other people selling this and people buying and engaging in their posts, if you can go to Amazon, go search if there are books on the topic that you want to do. If there are books, right, and there are 100 selling, you know it's going to be profitable. You know it will do well. Does that make sense? Okay? So I'm going to help you with a statement that I want you to write down because this is going to help us tomorrow. We're going to, whatever we do here now, because I'm going to help you determine exactly who your perfect customer is, what it is that you have to create, okay? And then we're going to package that into a product tomorrow and price it. Because by day 3, I want you to start selling and making money. Does that sound good? If you're ready to do it, you can do it. If you're ready, you can do it. Okay. So clear problem with a clear solution and make sure the market demand is there. So here's what you need to write. Okay. I help who get what result by what method. Okay. I help who get what result by what method. Okay. Using what method. So what I would say is I help parents get their time back with their children by using my done for you digital system that helps them earn an income in 2 hours a day so they can be more at home with their kids. Everybody, you know exactly what that's about then. They know exactly who I'm helping. Okay. So if you're ready, I want to move into the perfect customer. I'm moving at quite fast here. Is that helping? Are you guys catching? You're catching what I'm saying? Is this helping? I help my sister make money through this program. Awesome. I love that. I love that, right? Before I get into, because I'm going to quickly go through who your perfect customer is. Okay. You're going to know exactly after this. This is normally the part where they tell me, oh my goodness, Lizelle, I finally know who my perfect customer is. This is popping right out of my head. But before we get into that, I want someone just to come, is Latasha Anya? I did not ask her to share, but I want her to share a little bit. Just short and sweet, Latasha, if you don't mind. Short and sweet. I just wanted to share. She's been doing digital marketing, but she also created her own product. I mean, it's just amazing what is possible when you stop discrediting yourself and you just move with it. Are you willing to share, Latasha?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Lizelle. Hi, everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, yes, with Lizelle's previous Canva, um the workshop that she had in October, it completely changed everything for me. Everything, the way I used to think about digital marketing and earning online, etc., completely changed the moment I sat in Lizelle's class. It changed everything for me. Now I'm launching my own program. I'm super excited for it. And I'm doing this with Lizelle, and she's absolutely guiding me all the way. And all I can tell you is hang around, listen, take notes, and implement it. You will be astounded what you can do. Even if you are an absolute newbie, you can do this. You can do great things. Just stick around and you'll learn a lot.
I want to
Thanks,
ask
Liz.
you, Natasha, apart from the money that you've made already and how you went from doing it a certain way and now getting into that area where you're creating your own digital products, what have you noticed that changed inside of you? Because I remember you were like so scared just to like, get on a call and you were like, I need to speak to someone now. And what has changed inside of you? What's happened?
A lot of confidence comes through once you do what you absolutely love. When you know what you're doing, why you are doing it, and who you're doing it for. So, the program that I'm launching is definitely not for me. It's not even really in my niche. It is for an industry that I know very little about, but I do know how the skills that I have can impact their lives. So, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm actually doing this for other people to become better at what they are doing.
I just love it. Oh, thank you, Latasha. I just wanted her to share a little bit because, we're all scared most of the time. We're all scared when there's something new that we have to do or want to do. Okay. And this is why I say I remember because it was actually in December when she was like, I need to speak to someone and but you already have it in you. You already have everything inside of you. You just need someone to help you get that out. You just need someone to show you a little bit what's possible and believe more in you than you believe in yourself, if that makes sense. Okay? We all need that type of person. Okay? That's why in my community, guys, will know. We always say we're your biggest cheerleader. Because that's just how it works. Right? I want to ask, is just before just want someone else to share as well. Is Cecilia on here?
How
Celia.
will I ever miss a presentation that you are doing where I can learn some new skills?
Awesome, awesome. Okay, I know I put you on the spot, so I just want you to briefly share with them, Cecilia, because Cecilia also started in the digital marketing space. I want you to share a little bit of how you felt when you started and what has evolved for you so far.
Okay, so for me, back in 2023, when I got started in the digital space, I was the shy mama, and I know there's a lot of you on here. I was the mom always taking the photos of everybody, always taking short videos of them, but I was never the one in the videos, never the one in the photos, because I considered myself a shy mom. I considered myself not pretty enough to be there, and yeah. But I was also the overworked mom, and I kept on seeing these mamas making money online, and I was like, what if I can? What if I could do this, right? So I literally had a breaking point where my little girl, I snapped at my little girl when I picked her up from school. I rushed her because I had to get back to work, and I snapped at her. But when I looked to the side as she got into the car, I saw that she was crying already. That day was like where I realized, Celia, you are under so much pressure working a 9 to 5 that the one goal that I had was being the best mom. I mean, I'm also an angel baby mama. My goal was to be the best mom, never miss moments with my little girl, always be there for her. And suddenly I realized I'm the monster mom. And it's not because I chose that. It was because I was under so much pressure as a working mom. So I decided to give this a go. And I just want to say, I was the mom that actually started out voiceless. I couldn't speak on camera. I was too shy. And I used training sounds and text on screen. And 6 weeks later, I actually did start making money online. As I kept on plugging into this program, I got more confidence. And I realized, you know what, this is the type of money that's literally going to change our lives and that should be shared with other moms. Now, as a South African, my first $1,200 was made without speaking on camera. And when I paid that out from PayPal to my bank account, it was freaking 22,000 Rand. And I was like, oh my soul, this is like real money, you guys. And yeah, so for me, that was like the moment that I finally picked up a camera and I said, you know what, there's more moms out there that needs to know this. They need to know it's this simple, it's this easy. Even if you feel like there's no way I can do this, there's no way I can show up like this, I can promise you, one step at a time, 1% per day. This is where you learn how to walk into an industry that's going to pay you way more while you work way less. So I literally went from 15-hour shifts to working 2 hours a day from my phone. Now, isn't that something to look forward to? And I can promise you what Lizelle teaches you, yeah, you can do that with your own product as well. Or you can plug into the shortcut. For me, the shortcut was the better option because I needed the coaching, I needed the mentoring, I needed the support, I needed that community of people that was literally going to pick me up every time that it felt like I was down on my knees. Zali, thank you for putting me on the spot.
Oh, thank you, thank you. No, I didn't put them on the spot, but I just wanted you to hear it. The reason I always, I do it regularly, let someone share, is because we always feel alone in this, and we're not. We're not alone. Okay, so we're going to get into your perfect customer now. Now, why it's important for you to know who your perfect customer is because if you don't know who they are, you don't know how to call them out in your content. Okay, so if you want to use social media, this is what we teach. We teach social, like in my program, I teach social media. I teach how you can start getting leads and sales from social media because that doesn't cost you anything. You can literally post 3 times a day, okay? Do a visibility boost. It's something I teach in my program. Do a visibility boost and just show up regularly. Just every single day. You post anyway online. You're just not making money yet. Can I get yes in the comments if you agree? You are posting online every single day or you're online every single day. You're just not making money. So maybe like me, you want to go from just checking and scrolling and consuming to actually creating and start earning some money. Okay. So your perfect customer is the one that you call out. That's why I said about the niche. If I said to you now, I'm going to teach you how to make money online. Man, it could be like you see thousands and thousands and thousands of those type of posts, right? But if I can tell you, just 2 years ago, in the beginning of January, I didn't know how I was going to pay my children's school fees. I had no idea how I was going to get their stationery packs because it was a lot of money that I didn't have. Every single day I would go into work. I had so many bills that I had to pay that I couldn't get ahead financially. And I would stress about January. While other people were just buying and minding their own business, here this mom was looking at ways, how can I fit in more hours in my day? How can I help another client so I can get the money together to pay for my children's stationery? I think that's going to relate a lot more to my perfect customer than let me show you how to make money, isn't it? Like I would share it and then I would share what I did to get out of it. There's a big difference. So, and the same with fitness, for instance, okay? If there's someone that's overweight and you've lost a lot of weight, you can speak into that pain that they had and show them how to get out of it. And this is what I want to show you now. This is going to be so freaking powerful. So if there's anything around you that is distracting you right now, try and get it out of your way, because this, what I'm going to teach you now, has helped people go from zero to making over $10,000 a month. Just this part that I'm going to show you has the power to unlock your mindset into freedom. Look at this, okay? So we all have this, okay? Depending on where you are, this is a palm tree, if you can't see it, okay? Palm tree, and I'm going to put some grass and some sun, right? And whatever makes you feel happy. Okay, I'm going to put some flowers there, right? This part is dry. It's not very nice because this is your pain. This is how you determine exactly what you can offer your client and where you can help. people to solve a pain. A person is a lot more eager. They will do anything to get out of pain before they will do anything to get luxury. Do you agree? Yes, in the comments if you agree. You'll pay anything to get out of pain, but not anything to get luxury. This is why helping with pain points is a much better way to go, because if you can get someone from where they are in a painful situation that they don't want to be in to the desire where they want to be, man, you're gonna make money on autopilot, and you're gonna help a lot of people in the process. And this is what I love about this, because it's not about just about money. I always say, if you chase money, you will never have enough. But if you help people, you will become a magnet for money. If your focus is on helping people with their pain. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how I did it for my DMS program, how I worked out, because I created a small little program. I started with a small little 6-week course or 4-week course that I did. Then I changed it into another program, and then I changed it into a full-blown program. Okay. A program that I made almost 100,000 worth in the first 3 months. Okay. And it was all because I understood the pain of my customer and I knew where they wanted to be. Okay. So as I'm doing it, think of your own, think of the person that you want to help and how to get them from point A to point B. We're going to call this a bridge, and it's going to make sense quickly, soon. Okay. So I'm going to put the pain here. That's the desire. Okay. So the first pain my perfect customer had was they needed money fast. They needed money fast. They didn't have time to waste. They were like me. They needed money like yesterday. They were behind on school fees. They are behind on debit orders. They're like, man, I need to get out of this very, very quickly. Okay. So their entire pain was they needed money. But the thing is, they didn't know how. They didn't know how. They knew there were ways, but what they needed, the desire that they needed was, they needed a step-by-step of someone showing them, step 1, this is what you do. Step 2, this is what you do. This is how you do. And someone that has had that transformation, right? So they needed money, and the desire was they needed a step-by-step. The second pain they had was, I mean, why is there so many people that's not making money online yet? Think about yourself. A lot of people, I mean, anyone can jump online and start making money. But a lot of people have some things that are keeping them in that pain. And one of those things that are keeping my customer in pain is the tech. They are so scared because a lot of them, they already get jittery because I'm not so good on social media. I don't know how to set up a system, and I don't know how to the system part of it. Like, I'm not techie, right? So what they needed was, they needed someone to do it for them. Okay? That's what they needed. Their desire was, they just wanted someone to do it for them. They didn't want to go do it themselves. Okay? The next thing that my customer was struggling with was time. Who's already busy? Me, if you know. Okay? Like, I was busy constantly in my beauty salon. December of 2023, I was booked back to back with clients. I had no time to fit in for an extra side hustle that was maybe going to work. I didn't have the time. Okay, so that was a big issue for me. So what they needed was, they needed something fast, something that's not going to take months and months to try and figure out, something that they can do immediately. Now, as I'm writing it down, you can also write down, thinking about what it is that your customer is struggling with. What is keeping them stuck? Because that's what the pain is, right? The pain is staying stuck. The desire is the freedom that they are looking for. So what is keeping them stuck? Okay, so that was the time. The time was a big issue. And then the other issue was the vicious cycle. The cycle they were in. Every single month, the same thing. They might borrow some money. They might overspend on a credit card just to keep the groceries flowing. But they came back to the same pain point every single month. In other words, they could get a hold of money, but they weren't moving forward. They were moving backward. Because now the money that they are borrowing, the credit cards, it's piling up. It's stressing them out even more and more and more, right? So it kept them in this vicious cycle. Any of you can relate to that vicious cycle, right? So their desire was they wanted consistent income. I'm putting a dollar sign because that's what we work in dollars online, okay? They wanted consistent income. They didn't want to be in this cycle. They didn't want to make just money for the week just to pay some bills. They wanted to be free. They wanted the desire of being completely free. That's what they wanted. Freedom. Freedom is not starting over every single month. Freedom is you're getting consistent income in, right? That's the freedom. The next thing was a lot of them were feeling alone. That was a huge pain point for my client because my customer was already at the stage where they were buying other programs. They were doing trading, which I don't even know, trading and Forex and buying other digital marketing courses and things. But they ended up feeling very alone because no one was helping them. After the sale, they would reach out and no one will get back to them. And that was very bad for them. So they're feeling so alone. So the desire that they wanted was they wanted the support. That's the desire that's going to give them that freedom, is they wanted that support. They didn't want to feel that they were doing this alone. They wanted to be able to ask questions, have someone lead them, tell them, okay, this is what you do now. That's what you do. They wanted to have that support, right? And a lot of them had no confidence. Now, Cecilia mentioned something like this. A lot of them, of my perfect customer, don't have confidence. They do not want to show up on social media, most of them. They don't have confidence like talking on a camera. They don't even have confidence when someone reaches out to them. They don't think they can do this because there's no confidence. They would buy these courses or try something online or buy into a business opportunity and it won't work out because they just didn't have the confidence. Because you see, no one was giving them deeper level training. Because here's the thing with any business, guys, with any business, even in your job environment, even in your family, mindset is everything. You will succeed or fail according to the way you think. Do you guys agree? Yes or no in the comments. Mindset's everything, especially business. Because if you're an entrepreneur and you want your own business, you need to be able to lead yourself well. You need to be able to have $1 million mindset. And you're not born into that, by the way. You're not born into $1 million mindset. It's a skill that you need to learn. But no one was teaching this, right? So what they needed wasn't for someone to say, hey man, just get over yourself, just do it and just get confidence. No, they needed deeper level coaching. They needed deeper level coaching, someone to help them process their mind, because we do hold on to a lot of past mistakes. We do hold on to trauma that we never want to deal with. We hold on to things, disappointments, things that we prayed for that never happened. And then we end up blaming God, because we don't understand it. Or we end up blaming people in our lives because you just don't know why it always seems like it's going well with other people, but it's not going well with me. What am I doing wrong? And most of the time, the disappointments and things we hold on to actually has a huge effect on what we do with our life and if we are successful or not. So that's what they needed. They needed deeper level coaching. The other thing that they needed was, the pain point was content. They were like, what do I post? Like everyone's telling me, buy this course and just start posting. But what do I post? I don't even know how to make a video. I don't even know what to say. What is a hook? What is a caption? Right? That's what my perfect customer was asking. So what they needed was, they actually needed templates. Or something that will help them, show them step by step how to do this, right? That's what they needed. Now I can carry on and on and on, but I'm going to show you how I came to the solution, okay? And hopefully you can see my green. Green means life. I hope you know that. So this is how I breathed life into this program, okay? So if you have your pain points of your customer, your perfect customer, and you have the desire, you know where they want to go. My perfect customer wanted to go from stuck to freedom. That is the overall thing, stuck to freedom. But the thing is, there were things keeping them stuck. And there's things that they needed to be able to experience that freedom. And that's why I created DMS. So what you are is in essence doing is you're building a bridge from their pain points to where you are taking it. Your product is building that bridge. The bridge is your product. Okay? If it's someone that wants to lose weight, why can't they lose weight? Because there's so many programs. They don't know what program is going to work for them. Maybe your pain point is going to be lack of knowledge, right? And then the desire is just a clear step-by-step or a paint-by-number system that they need, okay? It could be that their pain point could be, but I've tried everything, right? They could need that one-on-one support, whatever that looks like in your business, but your product is the bridge. Now, my product is DMS, okay? So what I did, you guys can see my green color, right? Finally, you can see my green. Okay, she's frozen.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so they needed money and they needed a clear step-by-step. So what I did in DMS was I gave a 10K roadmap where I take them through step-by-step how you can reach $10,000 a month online. Okay, without, plus I gave the tools and everything with it. I mean, but it doesn't help. I say to my customer, this is what I gave you. I'm not going into the detail. I just know that this is a roadmap that they can follow because this is a roadmap that took me to my first $10,000. I've got the transformation. I know what I'm talking about, right? And not just me, hundreds and hundreds of other clients. So I know they can go there, okay? So the 10K roadmap. The other thing was they wanted to get in the online space, but they didn't want to they didn't want to set up their own system because they're not tech savvy. What they needed was someone to do it for them. So what I did was I incorporated a done-for-you system. So the DMS sets them up so that they don't have to do it. Isn't that awesome, right? I think that's a very, very amazing thing for DMS. Now think about something that because it needs to excite you in your business, right? It excites me because I know what I can offer my client, right? So the next thing was time. They wanted a solution fast. My perfect customer is someone that's already working full-time or they're a busy mom, they're already busy. Don't tell my customer that she needs to do a 6 months course online. She's not going to be interested. My customer wants the quickest, the fastest possible way. So what I did was I gave a 2-hour workflow. I call it my daily freedom framework. It gave her 2 hours, just put 2 hours aside for your online business. I'm going to show you what to do every single day in your 2 hours. Just follow that and you can make your money. Okay? That's what I did. The cycle, that vicious cycle that they found themselves in, they wanted that consistent income. Okay? They don't want to be back to square one every single month. They don't just want to make a sale and then wait for the next sale. They want to make consistent income. So what I introduced inside DMS was multiple income streams. And with the multiple income streams, these are actually income streams that took me over a year to build for myself. And all I did was I plugged it into that system and made it available for them. So I'm giving them something that I know is working. Okay? Multiple income streams. A lot of them felt alone. Like they were sold to so many times. They were told you can make money with this. You can make money with that so many times. You know, feeling so alone and deserted once they purchased because now they are just completely alone. What they needed was support. So what I did was I introduced pod calls plus coaching. Now, tomorrow, you're going to see how exciting this gets because this is exactly how you're going to work out how much to charge. Because just the coaching is, just go Google what is coaching going to cost you, business coaching. Just go and Google it. Do me that favor tonight. You will see your mind is going to be blown. Because I included coaching plus the pod calls, which means I put them in a room with a 5 or a 6-figure earner that already made money that can help them more on a in a small group setup. Okay? All right. Pod calls. And then a lot of them didn't have any coaching. They wanted that deeper level, that mindset. Because a lot of people can show you how to make money, but not a lot of people train you on how to get the mindset like a millionaire. Because if you don't have a millionaire mindset, it's going to be sweat and tears to get to your first million, right? So what I did here was I gave them my MSF course. That's what I gave them, because in the magnetic sales formula, we go deep into mindset. We go into releasing old trauma, disappointments, limiting beliefs, okay? You get breakthrough. Just in that program, I had people that have been in digital marketing for a year or more that started making their first sales within a week or two of just doing the magnetic sales formula. So I knew how powerful that one was. And I thought, like, let me include that because that's the gap I need to fill, okay? And the last one, there's actually more, but the last one is the content. A lot of them were like, I don't know what to create. I don't know how to show up online. Lizelle, I don't want to show my face. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I can't talk like you, because for some reason people think they need to look and talk like me, which is not so, right? So what I did was I developed an AI bot, the exact same multi-six-figure strategy that has helped me create my own content. She writes your emails, she writes your content, she writes your hooks. She even gives you daily verses if that's what you want. She gives you daily motivation. She works out everything. If you want to create something from nothing, she does that, right? An AI bot plus a content vault. So the content vault is updated every single month, so they don't have to create the content, and they can run a faceless channel on there. That's what I created for them. So look at that. Look at what you have written down for yourself, because that's your homework for today. I want you to go and look at the pain points that you have for your customer. Think about the things that you used to maybe struggle with, that you can help someone. Again, you don't have to be an expert. Please do not overthink this. Think about Kiara, that she just lost weight, and all she did was she just shared what did she start doing. And she just put it in the PDF document, and she sold it for $99, guys. She made over $3,600 in a couple of weeks. Don't overthink this. Just do it. A lot of people struggle with this part. They've got the product. They know the product can help someone. But what they struggle with, unfortunately, they struggle to get this person to walk. They struggle to sell this. Because for your customer to get the product that's going to solve their problem, that's going to take them from their pain point to their desire, is if they buy it. Isn't that so? Yes, in the comments? Isn't that so? It's when they buy it, right? That's how simple it is. So before we knock off here, tomorrow I'm going to show you exactly how to, so go do your pain points, go work on the desires. What's keeping them stuck? What is keeping them where they are right now? What do they need? What do they need to be in that freedom place? And how can your product be the bridge? Okay. And then I want you to write that down. Tomorrow we're going to package it into a product. Okay. And then we are going to, we're going to price it. And it's going to be mind-blowing how the pricing works. I promise you, you've been undercharging yourself for years, because a lot of people start a little side hustle there, and thinking, oh my goodness, it's too much work, because you've been undercharging. Tomorrow, we're going to unlock those mind blocks of undercharging and how not to do it and how you can charge properly, okay? But I do not want to leave you tonight without offering you the shortcut. Who wants the shortcut? Me in the comments if you want the shortcut. I'm going to teach you tomorrow how to package and price it. On the third day, I'm going to show you how to do that in Canva. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it. But there's a faster way. There's a faster way for you, instead of creating your product, taking weeks and months to hopefully sell it. There's a shorter way, and that shorter way is the bridge that I've built for my customers. It's taking them from while they are learning to start learning and earning at the exact same time. And in DMS Pro, you can build your digital product. You can learn how to build your digital product, but you also get over, 12 income streams, right? That immediately goes to work for you. That's in the DMS Pro. So I didn't want to leave you tonight without you knowing there is a shortcut. If you like, look at me and you're like, Lizelle, this creating your own digital product, it's going to waste my time a little bit. I need like money like yesterday. That's the one I'm talking to right now. I'm talking to you if you've been looking for a solution. The shortcut is DMS. And I'm going to offer you something and the only reason I'm offering it, I always reward action because I know what it feels like when you want your life to change, but you're so freaking scared because you feel like there's no guarantee. Like, is this going to work for me? Can I really do this? Right? So what I'm doing is, if you want to start your shortcut today, tonight, before we start tomorrow in day 2, okay? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to invite you into a call with me, okay? And I'm going to map out your journey for you, and we're going to get you going faster than anyone can go, because I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'm going to tell you exactly what to focus on, what works now in 2026, and how you can get going faster. Okay, and if you want to run multiple income streams, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. This is something, I promise you, that's worth gold that I wish I had when I started. Okay, so instead of just getting in, you're getting amazing support in DMS. You're going to get on a call and we're going to do a strategy session together. Okay, so here's what you do. You get back to the person that invited you here. Someone invited you, you clicked on someone's link, okay? If you're not sure, reach out. There's a link somewhere that you click on. Just reply to the email you received and ask them to send you the link of what and the cost of what it is, okay? We've got 2 options for you. There's a starter option and a DMS Pro, but that's the shortcut. Okay, so I'm going to love and leave you. Did you guys take away a lot today? Let me know in the comments. Yes, did it help? Are you excited? Excited to get back tomorrow and start working on your product? It's exciting, eh? Your mind is going to go like a million places now. That's the exciting part. Okay, great, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. You'll get an email to remind you of the time tomorrow. And once the recording is ready, we're going to send it out. Okay, you want to be on the call tomorrow. Got a little surprise for you. Okay, awesome, everybody. Have a good evening.